Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Hack. Today we are talking more about the 2022 chapter location for the Elder Scrolls Online. We just got some juicy new details about this chapter with a new chapter trailer video that dropped some major hints about the 2022 location, some story elements, and maybe even this year's big bad enemy. I'll break it all down for you in this video, plus talk about some brand new data mine information that may point us in a completely new direction. So let's jump right into it. First of all, if you haven't seen the new teaser trailer for the ESO 2022 chapter, I'll drop a link for that down in the description. It's pretty awesome. Go check it out after you watch this video. I think there's actually a lot of clues in this trailer, so if you see something that I missed, please let us know down in the comment section below. But I'm going to pull out some of the bigger details that I think make the most sense. Number one is we focus in on a war map. It shows a ship at sea. It seems to be sailing away from Tamriel towards an island. We then zoom in to the actual island itself, which contains a pretty long, narrow bay with a city here at the end of it. Really beautiful landscape, a little bit reminiscent of Somerset, and I think this is probably where we're going in 2022. Looks great for sure. Now, my first guess on what this could be is the continent of Pyandonia. It definitely has a similar shape and a bay in the middle, but I think the scale is a little bit off. This is a full continent, not just a smaller island out in the middle of the ocean, which is what this footage looks like. So I'm not sure if this is actually what it is. My guess, though, is that this is actually a much smaller island, something to the west of the continent of Tamriel, further west than Somerset, either something in the Abyssinian Sea or the Sea of Pearls. You can see there's lots of little islands in this area. It could be any one of these. The furthest one here, called Nalonga, actually has another bay with this sort of shape, so could be that one too. Now, I said there was lots of story elements tucked into this short teaser trailer as well. One of them is the ships themselves. If you look at the first ship here, flags are blue, which definitely makes me think of Daggerfall Covenant, Breton, Redguard, and Orc. And of course, we know that the focus for the chapter is going to be on a race that hasn't had an expansion or any DLC content yet, leaving Breton and Redguard as kind of the two main choices. So the fact that the Daggerfall Covenant is leading this expedition definitely makes sense. On the lead ship with the blue flag, you also get the closest look at the characters on the ship and their armor. This definitely looks similar to Daggerfall Covenant styles. What's even more interesting here is that the Covenant ship seems to be leading an expedition that includes an Aldemiri ship and an Ebonheart Pact ship. You can see this by the yellow flags on the right and the red flags and red sail on the smaller ship on the left, which obviously is a major story hint as far as what's going on this year in the game. I mean, is the Alliance War over finally? Or is this just such a great threat that all three alliances need to combine forces again, similar to what we saw in the base game? Which leads us to what I think is probably the big bad of the chapter, revealed here at the end of the teaser trailer, which, by the way, seems to focus heavily on the sword that they are carrying, as well as the armor. Take a look at this and see if it looks familiar to you. Does this match any style in the game? Personally, I think it kind of looks like the Breton style, particularly on the armor pieces. I'm not too sure about the sword, but if it is, there again is that Daggerfall Covenant tie-in, which leads me to wonder if I got my earlier prediction on the 2022 content wrong. If you saw my previous video talking about the chapter reveal, I assumed we would be focused on Redguards for this year. It just seemed to make sense with Hammerfell still being a major open, gap in the map of Tamriel, plus the chapter codename being Dune, plus some other hints as well. But with this teaser trailer, I think I am leaning more towards a Breton focus for this year. I mean, one of the developers, Rich Lambert, did say we would be completely surprised by the 2022 focus and location, and Breton on some random island in the middle of the ocean is definitely more surprising than Redguard. Recently, there's also been some very interesting data mine content, though while not confirmed, tends to point towards Breton as well. Now, first remember back to the code names that we talked about for the chapter in my previous video, SYS/HI. There's actually a location in Elder Scrolls called High Island, and in fact, this location was mentioned in the Deadlands DLC in the lore book. I'll have a link for this in the description if you want to check it out, but is HI actually High Island, and it's a story focused on the Bretons. I'll leave you with one more thing that is not confirmed. This is still data mined information, so take it with a grain of salt, but there is a description floating around for some of this year's content. This could be for the new chapter, it might be for the first dungeon DLC, or it might be for a prequel. But the text says this: the legacy of the Bretons' year-long story starts here. Strange things are happening in the Coral Area, and shipwrights regret as old rivalries, ancient history, and the birthright of the Bretons come into focus and lead to the upcoming High Isle chapter. Now, there are 2 locations listed there. These could very well be the Quarter 1 DLC dungeons. This gives you more hints to the story, talking about rivalries, ancient history, the birthright of the Bretons. Pretty cool stuff. Of course, it is unconfirmed at this point, but we will find out more very, very soon. The global reveal is coming up in just a couple weeks from now, January 27th. Make sure you guys check that out. Of course, I will have all the details as soon as we know more right here on the YouTube channel. So if this interests you, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you have your notifications turned on so you don't miss anything. And if you liked the video today, don't forget to crush that like button. It really helps out the channel. With that said, what do you guys think about this new teaser trailer? What do you think about the content for next year? Is it going to be Breton focused? Is it going to be Redguard focused? Something else? Let us know down in the comment section below. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe out there, and I will see you around in the next video.